Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Gamer and we are playing Hearts of Iron 4, playing as Japan in the new Man the Guns expansion. So, just last time we were able to completely conquer Hawaii from the United States, and we're now trying to set up a couple of naval invasions against the mainland of the United States. Before that is gonna happen though, we are trying to land at Panama to make sure that the enemy fleets cannot pass through here, and we're also trying to land in not Pearl Harbor, obviously, the Falkland Islands down there, to maybe block enemy forces from moving here in South Africa, and that would principally contain them to the Atlantic and somewhat to the Mediterranean, where I suspect a little bit of their fleet is still blocked, since the Axis now has full control of North Africa and is only fighting down here. Now, if we do want to attack the United States proper, we do need to be very, very aware, because they have about, let's call it 300, 350 or so divisions, and that is a problem, because we don't really have these numbers. And as historically, it is a bit lunacy to attack the United States, as in Japan, you can actually see, since Venezuela has joined our side, actually our Asian co-prosperity sphere, you can see that there are some enemies up here, and I think at some point we could see that these are 24 divisions, so that is a pretty hefty amount, and that is just on this tiny island, so I'm really excited to see what they have on the mainland. So before we go ahead then, I have reorganized my army a little bit. You can see a lot of our generals have been reassigned. We now have the first Japanese army. This one is purely Japanese based, fully Japanese infantry units that are more or less all artillery and infantry with quite some support and some anti-tank divisions. Can we see one? There should be one over here. Yeah, so this one is similar actually, except that it does carry more infantry and on the other hand does carry some support anti-tank instead of mobile hospitals. We also have the Fast Army, which is a mixture of motorized equipment, cavalry divisions and some support from Manchukuo. So we have the first Imperial Army. This is only Imperial Manchu infantry, so infantry that we trained, but that is mainly staffed by people or by ground troops from Manchukuo. And we have also the Allied Manchukuo Army that is mostly composed of expeditionary forces, so these are fully Manchukuoan forces. Similarly, we have the Manchukuoan Army, and that for now is going to remain in Asia. And we have the 5th Army, again an Allied Manchukuoan army with some expeditionary forces. That being said, we do have a lot of naval forces up over here. Down here we do have some attack going on. Yeah, this is just there to capture this little island, which I find annoying that it didn't revert to us automatically. And we are trying to again land over here, and our forces are just about to arrive, so let's restart the game and see how we make some progress hopefully over here. In between, there we go, so we are now advancing and we are seemingly landing unopposed, so that is very good for us. So in between episodes I did wonder quite a bit, do we consider this a likely scenario? So if Japan was to land in Panama itself, wouldn't the United States just rush through all of these Middle American countries and try to establish a front over there? I'm not entirely sure what would happen there, so I think they probably would try to land over here and would just immediately declare war. I don't think the game does treat it that way, but we will have to see. Okay, so here we go. We've now landed in San Jose de David. These guys are now part of this front. We can delete that one, and we can indeed define an offensive line over here and just immediately, very aggressively push this one forward. And I think that's going to be alright. Good. Our forces, the first heavy cruiser forces, can stick around for here for a second, because I'm interested to see what's going to happen. You know what, you guys can all pretty much advance to here, please, except for maybe one person who's going to take that little detour. And actually we should immediately resume the construction of this naval base up here, because probably we'll need that to reinforce our forces. So yeah, let's make sure that has the highest priority, and I will appreciate that very much. Let's also bring in some more forces. I think we do have some infantry up here in Hawaii that we can definitely assign to this front, and they should be starting to travel very soon. Don't go over there. You do have a naval port right where you are, so might as well go now. Good. Okay, other than that, the naval forces don't really have anyone kicking around idly, except for you. Okay, so you know what? You can get over there as well. It's gonna take ages for you to get over here. But you know what? It's fine. It's gonna be alright. You're part of this. Do come over here. Oh well, you'll make your way over there. Good. In other news, on the naval front, we've assigned most of our submarines now here on this front line because it does neatly capture all of the traffic flowing south, so I think that's fine. We also have some convoys being told to raid over here on the Mexican coast, but we're gonna have to see whether that does gain any traction. There we go, autosave, that's fine. Also all of the month calculations. We now do some American forces down here on Panama itself, so that is going to be interesting. Can we reinforce them with anyone? Well, we do have some forces on the island of Hawaii itself, and in principle we have the Third Army coming from mostly South Africa, though, towards the area up there, except for you guys. Well, we have some people who might be arriving a little bit sooner. It's mostly due to our reorganization, but we'll have to see. So yeah, Panama is going to be a very tough nut to crack, and especially if we do give the Americans time to reinforce. We have set up some air forces over here in Venezuela so that we can support our attack here. And I would really like our newfound Venezuelan friends to attack into this other territory up there. There we go, we've captured the first area here. Now we do need to advance further, and of course we can't do that if we have no time. Unassigned divisions. Okay, lovely. So we are training up quite a bit more infantry. And you are in principle fine, you know. So you know what? You are going to be part of the First Army. Congratulations. And you're going to try to go manually down there. You know what? You can actually go ahead and garrison this area too. And that should be alright. So that probably should see us stopping in. Really? Okay. Never mind that. Let's go ahead and continue with the attack down here. We are now being attacked from their side, so that's very interesting indeed. They are suffering from enormous negative effects. Night, terrain, experience, shore bombardment. All of these things do go in our favor, and that is brilliant because that means their strength here is going down tremendously. I also noticed that they do have some tanks, and that is a very important lesson for us because we can now take a glimpse at their armor, and their armor is about at 30 or so. And that's pretty good because I do believe that if we look at our anti-tank guns, we should see piercing. Well, we don't see it really here because we haven't personally discovered any of that yet, but we should be able to see that on the live divisions. Before we do have a look at that though, I would like to briefly check on this stuff here. Yeah, so there we go. Okay, so we've now won against these guys. Let's counterattack. Where's our front line gone? Okay, and this is the important attack now. Now they are much better because they are not attacking anymore, but still we do more soft attack against them. Our heart attack is pretty lacking though, so that might be an issue over here. We also have a non-red naval result, where the Americans lost a convoy. That's interesting, I guess. Or maybe not. Decisions available. We can probably develop the steel, iron ore deposits. Yes, we are definitely going to do that. Because we are getting we need to buy way too much iron ore from Germany. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That should be okay. Now we can buy one less. Or indeed we cannot. Oh, come on, this is... Okay, this is fine now. Good. Okay, so we are dealing with that. What I do think, though, is I'm not sure whether there's actually any way for you to get off this island. Or whether we need to construct a port just for that. Let's see. Can you, in any way whatsoever, get off this island? You cannot. Okay. That's a little bit silly, but that does mean we'll need to construct a port over here, which we're gonna prioritize. This is annoying. Okay, it's gonna take a month as well. Still, we're gonna be fine. Good. Up over here, this attack seems to be developing well. So that is extremely appreciated. What we're also gonna do is take the 3rd Manchu Army over here and tell it to garrison the Panama region instead of this one. And that does mean we should see some of these guys stream directly over here. This attack seems to be going on pretty well. We are losing some organization, but they are also losing a lot of stuff actually, so that is brilliant for us to see. Short bombardment in our favor. Also, we should see some ground attacks, hopefully. Yeah, so let's have a brief look at that. They have dealt 8 damage to organization. And some strength. And here we go. Do we? Come on. Also more naval results. Yes! Yes! So we captured Colon. And that is an extremely important event for us. So let's actually go ahead and build a radar station up here, because I think that's going to be a good idea. Let's see, do we have any Panama Canal, some infrastructure damage that we should repair? All of this we can build up at the same time. The Cape radar installation is not my highest priority. Some more air facilities up here would be rather nice though. Still, these things are the highest priority. But I think we'll need probably less harbours now that we do have Colon. And we are going to keep it because I think that that attack on their side is doomed to fail, if these guys do reinforce at all. In what must be considered a monumental blow to the American war effort, Japanese forces have landed in Panama and taken control of the canal after forcing the surrender of its garrison. Several parties of American and Panamanian soldiers reportedly escaped into the nearby jungle to wage guerrilla warfare, but it is not believed that they can significantly threaten the Japanese present. With the fall of the canal, American naval forces are now have to round South Africa to reach the US west coast, giving the Imperial Japanese a significant advantage. And that is what we are banking on. So just more convoys. And that is why we do want to attack down there. And I think that's going to be a very, very nice effort for us. They are now reinforcing their attack with the 1st Infantry Division over there. And they do carry quite a bit of punch, so we'll need to be mindful of that. But on the other hand, I do think once we conquer Panama, and we should immediately counterattack to use the fact that they do have very little organization. They will go for strategic bomber effort. We're not going to go for strategic bombers, but I would like to get jet prototypes. More naval results. And it's always going to be convoys. Why is it always convoys? I don't quite understand that. Let's do have a look at the 1st cruiser group, though, which I do believe... Where are you? Oh, you are in the East Pacific Theater. I thought you'd be somewhere else. How about the slow cruiser group? Yeah, okay, so you are down here. Let's actually disengage you from here and come up over here in the Cape Verdean plain. That I do think should hopefully do some good things for us. Southern Theater. Oh really? You're now on very low organization because you don't have any port, yes. That's honestly a little bit bullshit. Okay, let's briefly check. Yeah, these guys can stop with their exercising because they are now all trained up. So let's just briefly quickly do that. I think with the shortcuts we can do so extremely quickly. Okay, there we go, just you. Okay, that's fine. Oh, no. One more. Good. Okay, where are you low on supplies though? Oh, down here? Well, you'll be fine. Good. Can we capture the Panama territory? I think we will be. We should beat them back fairly nicely here. Good. Actually, one of you should potentially guard this area. And hopefully Panama is going to fall very quickly. There we go, another counterattack. We actually captured some military factories, which is always very nice. Let's see what else we need. We do need a lot of upgrades for various different things. Most importantly, I would think for... So that's 20 per day, so that's about 200 days. This is 600 per day, so that's also about, what, 200 days? Maybe some more aircraft then, I think would be good. Okay, there we go. Good attacks over here. Panama has capitulated. There we go. Some more infantry equipment and some other stuff. Convoy fuel, basic infantry equipment. Oh well, that's fine. And let's just bolt these 2 American divisions. One has been finished off. Come on. Just one more. You can join this attack and then afterwards go back to Panama. Okay, more decisions available. Let's see. It's probably going to do with the Panama Canal. Special projects. Repair the Panama Canal. For 550 days. Really? So it's broken? It's broken and it's going to take 80 civilian factories for 550 days. That's more than a year. We don't have 80 factories. Are you crazy? We might just have. That's silly. We're not going to do that. Not going to spend that amount of stuff. More unassigned divisions though, so that's nice to see. You're also going to be part of the 1st Japanese army. So we have a few too many units. But it shouldn't be too drastic. We also have more guys being ready to join the special naval forces, and that does mean that we can use these normal ground troops to actually also be part of the 1st Japanese army, and that now tells us that probably we're going to take at least 4 of these guys, or 6 of these guys, for the fast tank army, and I think that's going to be pretty nice. Yeah, there we go. And these 5 gentlemen then will join up in Panama, because I think it's going to be extremely nice to harass some US forces up over there. On the other hand, we could also think about capturing these islands in the Atlantic, which I think would be nice, especially this one. Actually give a fairly decent range coverage over here. I was also alerted by one of you guys on Kerguelen, but it is Vichy French, so that we don't need to take into account too much. Okay, you know what? For now, I think all of these attacks here have at least 3 people assigned to them. But what we might do is take one of you, attack from over here into this area, and you are going to attack from Big Island towards over here. Okay, that was stupid. I'll need to repair that in between episodes. Alright, so you're advancing into here, and one of you should definitively watch Colon, and one of you should definitively watch Panama itself. Yeah, there we go. Fantastic. Good result. More naval battles. Yes! See, that is what we needed. We needed some early hulls over here to sink all of these destroyers. They apparently did quite a bit of damage though, especially against our Sawakazi early class destroyer, which is actually has the main battery destroyed. All of the others seem to be more or less fine though. No major damage at least. So that's fine. Yeah, and that probably means we are not going to be bothered by all of these things because they are now normal convoy rates. And that I extremely appreciate. Good, so let's have a look at our forces up over here. You guys are all fine. And suppose you could actually join up. So we can actually disengage 3 of these torpedo cruisers. 1, 2, 3. We'll form a new group with you. You two are going to join this group. Going to merge you up. And you are going to be part of the torpedo fleet again. So we now again have a new force that is fully committed to guarding our... to conducting some naval reconnaissance on its own. And you have an immense range now. You can even go into the western seaboard, although I don't think that's a wise decision. So where do we want to go with you? Do we want to go into the Caribbean and raid over there? Be on a patrol in the Caribbean. Might be nice. But let's not. Let's concentrate on the Hawaiian Ridge for now. And I think that's a good idea. Okay. So. What else have we got? You are still on low supplies. How's our construction coming along? I think we did build a another port area up here. Okay, you know what? I think it's silly we can get rid of these fighters. They might move into this area anyway, so Central America as a priority. That's fine, and that hopefully should get rid of that low supplies notifier. Good, so we have captured Panama, and that is an important task for us. Let's turn our attention south. So you guys should... we can't get you towards... No, you can. So let's make sure that we are guarding all of this. Not this, not this. That's alright then. You, patrol. You're just the cruiser group. I'm going to tell you to patrol over here, not over there anymore. And you guys are a destroyer group. And you can patrol down here. Does that also include the cruiser group? Yes, it does. Doesn't need to. You can go right over here. And that's fine. And then user can use this attack. Good. So we should see them all converging south there, and that should be alright. By the way, I think on the naval side, our first heavy scout force might have a little bit mixed up air group over here. Indeed it does. So you should be fine now, shouldn't you? Yeah, so that's much better. Okay, and likewise on the Kita Butai, you're probably a little bit mixed up as well. You guys are fine down here. But so we need 15 fighters and 25 naval bombers on the Suju. 15 on Suju. Okay. Let's do it the other way around. Let's disengage all of these forces towards the home islands. That's fine. Oh, some free dockyards. Are we losing steel? Yeah, we are losing steel. Let's make sure to buy more. Because there is a little bug in that even if you have some things that do not require any steel at all, they will still stop production if you don't have enough steel ready. So it's a little bit annoying. Yeah, that will be built at some point. Insufficient resources again. Yes, yes, yes. We are aware. What are we researching right now? 14 days till we get infiltration in depth. Spotted enemy navies on the Cape Verdean plain. It's not too big though. It's 15 ships potentially, but it shouldn't be very large. I hope it's not, at least. Resistance to occupation in Chanquai. Yeah, we can live with that. At some point I would really like Manchakao to start. What's this? Oh! Are you guys... I know you're still training up. That's fine. You should be training up. You're fine as well. More free dockyards. Because we are finishing our upgrading, I think. So that's fine. You're refitting, you're reinforcing. Yeah, so that does mean that we do need to be a little bit more mindful of our shipbuilding. And then, indeed, I do think it does make sense to simply continue building our best possible ships. which are definitively these guys. Although that does mean that we require an awful more lot of steel. That's an annoyingly large amount of steel. We don't even have enough convoys for that. Well, that's funny. Well, we are building convoys, so that's gonna be alright. We're even gonna accelerate the construction of our convoys. Still, that's a little bit silly. Okay, so there's a battle down here. 12 destroyers. Hope that we will come in with our larger cruisers. Apparently we are not for now. You are told to engage aggressively, aren't you? You're not. Well, you should be engaging. Well, we'll have to see. You guys are good. Shall we plan any naval attacks with you? Maybe on Jamaica? Jamaica is a very nice location to basically cover all of that. We could declare war on Colombia. We could also declare war on this area down there. Have we sent off any Marines here? I don't see anyone engaging. Oh, you're probably... Ooh, yes. Okay, so that's my bad. We actually... So what happened down there is that we did split off the guys responsible for this and assign them to the first army, which of course now doesn't work at all. Okay, but we can send one or maybe even two divisions on this attack land, and then that should be working out fine. It does mean we have a little bit few defenders up over here, but very soon we will come in with more infantry. Some of which are taking a path that I'm not entirely convinced of, but some of which are also moving in already, so that's fine. Good. Alright. You're going to over here? Yeah, that's fine. So is the Panama Canal ready? Has been partly demolished and must be repaired. Okay, so we cannot use the Panama Canal, but neither can the enemy. So that's fine. I think the most important aspect here is to cover that approach and deny it to the enemy. And it's only of secondary importance to be able to pass through over there ourselves. That being said, I think what we do want to do is take a look at these submarines over here and actually reassign them towards the Caribbean. So they should be able to operate out of the Panama region now, and they will come over here and raid some convoys there, and I think that's going to be a very good hunting ground for them. Lastly, are you any better? Yes! Yes! So finally, General Isaburo Otsawara has attained this Sea Wolf ability. That does mean he's better at submarine attacking, and we had a long time had to wait for that. But most importantly, he can get the Lancer ability, and that is extremely important for us. He can also get the torpedo loader, and that's extremely great. You cannot get the Silent Hunter, but that's fine. That's excellent. So now this guy is should be extremely good at dealing with destroyers, and that does actually mean that he should be the one in charge of our torpedo fleet. So let's switch these guys out. Lieutenant Grillmaster, you're going to be part of this fleet, and you're going to be ruling the waves for us, I hope. That does mean we need a new submarine commander. You're cruiser commander. Yeah, well, you're good at cruiser commanding, I give you that. Didn't we have a torpedo guy? He was not very good, but I do remember distinctively that we did have one. Are you any good though? Career Officer, Seawolf. Let's pick Silent Hunter. And let's pick you. There we go. Brilliant. Are you actually any closer to being a Seawolf? Commander? Not at all. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. We can live with that. Good, so that does somehow somewhat conclude this episode though. So very happy about the result over here. I do think the next thing is that we are gonna declare war on all of these guys to simulate the effect of the Americans doing that probably in real life if they were to face a situation like that. So I think that's only fair and proper. And then we can, in the meantime, attack down here, bring in some armies over here, probably just one army though, onto South America, the third ally Manchukuo army, which is on its way anyway, but still even in the Indian Ocean, so that's going to take a while. How long does it take you to get there? 47 days. Still, I think that's the proper way to do it. And in the meantime, I'll be sorting out some of these naval invasions over here, and then we should have a very happy time invading the mainland US, and I'm very excited about that. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.